So we have to understand that there's two perspectives on this. And if we fall into the wrong perspective, we're going to be in trouble. The first perspective is the perspective of this world. The perspective of looking at things from a justice angle, right? When you go out and you meet people and you tell them, look what's happening to the Muslim community, and look what, look at the injustices taking place, and we're being placed on, watch lists and no-fly lists, and, people are being killed and all of that. That's a justice lens. And that's important, and we need to do that. We need to understand that that's a part of life, but that's not the greater perspective. There's a greater perspective than that, and the perspective is the greater purpose of life. A great example which I heard from someone is like glasses. There are glasses which are bifocal lenses. When you have a bifocal lens, you've seen it on someone, they have like a separate lens over here. They have two different prescriptions. One of them is for seeing far, and one of them is for seeing near. So when they look down and they're reading, they have a different lens here, and they can see right there next to them. But when they look up, they can see far, right? And some of you have those bifocal lenses. Muslims, we need to understand the same thing, that there is a near perspective and there is a far perspective. The near perspective is the things regarding this world. When we look at things from a social justice perspective, that I have certain rights and people are violating my rights and we need to do something about it, that's part of Islam. We look down and we say we got to do something. We got to ally with the minorities that are also being oppressed, that are also being spoken against. We need to make sure that Muslims are taking self-defense classes, not just sisters but brothers as well. We need to be prepared because there are incidents that are taking place where sisters and brothers are being attacked and they're being harassed. We should be prepared for that. We should make sure that when we walk, we just take a glance around at our surroundings. We should make sure if you're walking at night or you're walking somewhere, it's better to pair up and don't just be alone, because you don't want to put yourself in a circumstance where you become vulnerable. So we should be aware of those things. We should get engaged politically. We should do all of these things. But there's a greater perspective. And the greater perspective is that wisdom of being able to see that whatever circumstance we're in right now, it is all a test from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It is a test from our Creator. And if we get stuck in only looking at things from this nearsighted justice perspective, we will lose sight of the purpose of life. We will lose sight of why we're actually here in the first place. So when we're demanding justice, we're fighting for justice, you look through those lenses. You can look down and you can act right now. But you need to remember, as Muslims, we need to look up as well. And we need to see the greater perspective. We need to see things from the greater scheme of things. What does Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala really want us to do? What does He want us to learn? And what He wants us to do is He wants us to come back to Him.